What kind of trading performance can you get from an EA that costs less than $100? Today, I'm testing 3 trading robots who altogether cost less than $300 to see if budget-friendly EAs can actually deliver results. I'll run them with the same broker and the same trading conditions, analyze their performance, and hopefully find a winner. Stick around to find out how you can get a special discount on 2 of the robots we're testing today. So the first robot that we're going to look at is the Forex Trend Hunter. Now, I have the page open in front of me and I will leave links to all of this down below in the description. But the Forex Trend Hunter is an EA and it says that it is an entirely automated trading system for MetaTrader 4 trading terminal, developed especially for the needs of ordinary Forex traders, yet also used successfully by many professional traders. Forex Trend Hunter is perhaps the best trend following and long-term profitable Forex robot on the market. Quite a bold claim. With its help, you can enjoy the opportunity of making several hundred pips worth of profits per single transaction. And it goes on, and it does also include a full instruction manual, which will tell you a little bit more about it. It'll give you the assets, it'll give you a little bit more information on how to set it up and how it works, how to install it on the platform, and all of that is included in the download of the EA. But just coming back to it, what we'll see is that it gives you a little bit of a description here in terms of how it actually works. And obviously based on the name, it is a trend following robot. If we look down at the live performance, and we'll go into each one of these shortly, you can see that it has a pretty good looking equity line, but not super smooth like you'd get from a grid or martingale system, which leads us to believe that this is more of a scalping type of robot. So let's just click on one of these. We'll go to the My FX Book link, and what we can see is on this one, it looks exactly the same as the graph that we just saw. Interestingly, you can see how close the equity line actually runs to the balance line. If we click on the drawdown, we'll probably get a little bit more of that. You can see that tiny drawdowns. I mean, the max drawdown we have was about 1.25%. So let's go back to the growth chart. So we can see that it's been trading since June and it has achieved a total profit of 11%. So it is trading quite conservatively, a little bit over 8% per month. In fact, here it is here, 1.58% per month. So with the current settings that it has on this particular account, it's not a particularly profitable EA, but it is very steady and it would work well on a number of platforms. If we look at the next one, and this is the Euro Yen, and we click on the link, here we've got 800%. This has been going since October 31st, 2022. So let's call it just under 2.5 years. Here the monthly is 8.12%. So doing very, very well on this particular asset. Let's have a look at what the drawdowns look like in this account. And again, very low drawdowns. The biggest drawdown we had in the entire history was 6.59%. So that's a very, very impressive robot. So it definitely looks like this is the asset that it works exceptionally well with. You can see that it is trading on a leverage of 1 to 500. And if we go back to the website for last time and we click on the other 2, so let's go for the euro dollar only. There we can see that we've got 73% with a max drawdown we had here right in the beginning of around 15%, so a little bit higher. But you can see that obviously after this some settings were changed, and since then the highest we had was about 2.3%, so also very, very good. See here 43%. This has been going since August 23, so about a year and a half. Here we're getting 2% monthly, or just under 2% monthly, and the drawdowns here are also tiny. So the biggest one we had was a little over 3%. So it looks like quite an impressive EA, and definitely one that we will be testing. Now we are running this on our VPS currently, and I will show it to you. Here it is here. Now we've been running this for approximately, the account opened on the 13th and today is the 23rd. So it's been running for 10 days. So about a week's worth of actual trading. And what you can see is that we are on a very, very small loss at the moment. It's only opened and closed 3 trades, one of which was profitable. If we look at the current trades that we've got one that is running a slight drawdown. I'm not too worried about it. It's only been about 10 days. And like I said, based on the results that we've seen, I'm pretty sure this is going to recover. Okay, so that is the Forex Trend Hunter. Now the next ones that I want to show you are from the developer of the very, very popular free EAs, many of which I've already reviewed on the channel. For example, the Dark Moon, the Dark Rio, which you've seen me get funded with. And based on the results that I've had with these robots, I decided to actually go and look at the paid EAs that Marco offers. Marco is the developer. And if we go to the MQL5 page, these are all of the EAs that he has developed. And if you look, the vast majority of them are free, except for the Dark Gold, the Dark Titan, and and the dark Algo. Now, Petco has reviewed the dark Algo, and if you haven't seen that video, I will leave a link to it down below in the description. So what I did was I purchased all three of them, but on the account that I'm going to show you in a second, I put both the dark gold and the dark Titan. Now, before I show you those accounts, let me show you the website of the developer. And if you want to purchase these EAs, I will leave a link to the developer's website. And if you use the coupon code PETCO10, you will get a 10% discount on anything that you buy on the website. So as mentioned, we've got the three EAs that are paid for, and that is the dark Algo, the dark Titan, and the dark gold. And interestingly, this is the first time I've really seen this with a developer. You can actually purchase the source code as well. So if you like the performance and you're a developer and you want to tweak it a little bit or add a little bit, remove it a little bit, try and make it more profitable or change it to suit your trading style a little bit more, and you have experience with programming, what you can do is you can actually purchase the code for the dark Venus, the dark Moon, the dark Diamond, basically any of the EAs that you've seen, both free and paid. So that's pretty cool and not something that I've personally ever seen before. Coming back to the EAs that we have here, you can see again that it's the dark Algo, the dark Titan, and the dark gold, as I said. And once you have an account, you can go into it, and what you'll see here is the items that you've purchased. In my case, I've got three, and the dark Algo, the dark gold, and the dark Titan. And if you go into any one of these, it's super simple to set it up on your account. You simply go into the EA, click on it, and here you can set the account number that you want this to trade on. So there are different licensing options. You can either purchase it for 5 real accounts or for 5 accounts in general, or for 10. Now, if you go for 10, I'll show you what the price is. So let's say, for example, the dark Titan. If you go to the dark Titan, it gives you a little bit more information on the EA. And if we go down to the bottom, what you can see is for 5 flexible licenses for MT4 and MT5, it costs $99. And for 10, it's $149. But like I said, use the code PETCO10 and you will get an additional 10% discount on that. Okay, so let me show you the VPS that I have these running on, and here it is here, and you'll see that I've placed both of them onto one account, and I am running this with Blackpool. And the reason is, as many of you know, we use Blackpool quite extensively in the academy, and the reason is that they are exceptionally fast with their execution speed, and that's super important. They offer a leverage of up to 1 to 500, which if you're scalping and you're a little bit more of a risk taker, this is quite important and very good to have. 26,000 tradable instruments, so you'll find virtually anything that you want to trade available with Blackpool. 24/7 customer support that I can tell you is really incredible. I've used it many times in the past. And as mentioned, 26,000 tradable instruments, then that includes Forex, commodities, equities, indices, metals. And we've got a number of trading platforms. Of course, as you guys know, we use MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 primarily, but also TradingView for the crypto and the longer term investments. And going down to the bottom, and this is of course the most important, they are exceptionally well regulated, and you can see all of the regulations down here at the bottom. And it's very easy to open up a demo or a live account. You simply log in, it'll take you to a dashboard, and from there you simply open up a live or a demo account, fund it, or set it up the way you need. Okay, coming back to the VPS, what you can see is that I have already placed these onto a Blackpool demo account. It's a 10K account, and you can see that I've got the dark gold and the dark Titan both here. Here they are on my chart. And I set this up only 2 days ago. So today, as I said, is the 23rd, which is a Sunday, and this is traded on the 20th and the 21st. I set this up on Thursday afternoon, so I traded on Thursday afternoon. You can see the first trade executed at 4:30 p.m. or just after 4:30 p.m. And if we go down to the bottom, you'll see that it's up to the 21st. So really just a day and a half of trading. And I'm already on just about $200 of a profit. We're on the history, so let's have a quick look at it. You'll see that the vast majority are profitable trades. We did have 2 losing trades here. This was both on the dark gold. And if we look at these symbols, what you can see is that the vast majority of the trades have been with the dark gold. We have had a few with the New Zealand CAD, and that is the currency that I have selected to use for the dark Titan. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to run a backtest on the dark gold. Now guys, I've run a lot of backtests to try and find the best settings and the best risk reward ratio or the best return to drawdown ratio that I could. I read through the manual, And what I found was that the best results I got were in fact on H1. And here you can see already all the trades that have opened and closed. These are the ones that you are seeing in the history below here. But let's run a back test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to click on test, and that brings up the tester. And we are on the gold dollar, we are on H1. The period that we're going to do is from the beginning of 2024 until the 4th of February 2025. All right, delay 10 milliseconds modeling every tick. Now, I know that a lot of you think that there's a big difference between every tick and every tick based on real ticks. I've had a lot of comments under the videos telling me that I am backtesting incorrectly, that if I change it to every tick based on real ticks, the account will blow or the EA will blow the account, etc. So I'm going to show you something now, right? I'm going to show you how similar they actually are. And the reason I select every tick normally is simply because it's faster and to save time when I am recording the videos. So just for the purposes of demonstration, I'm going to show you both very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the inputs. Now, as I mentioned, guys, I have really run a lot of backtests. I've spent days running backtests and saving the various set files. So let me show you. So if I go to my downloads folder where I've done them, you can see that these are the tests that I've found. I'm going to open it up there, and then I'm going to click on start. Let's look at the graph. You can see that the equity and the balance line do, for the most part, run pretty close together. Of course, there are these drawdown periods, which is completely normal and expected with any kind of grid martingale system. And as I've said many times, and Petko said, and we all know that grid martingale systems are risky. That's why it's so important to set it up correctly. That's why I spend days and days and days doing backtests. And even once I have a good result, I will still spend more time in the future testing the EA or backtesting the EA on newer historical data. Okay, so this test is just about done. And what we will do is once it finishes in a few seconds is go to the backtest results. And what we can see is that we got a total net profit of $3,897. So let's call it $3,900. That's on a 5K account, right? So that works out to what, about 76, 77%, somewhere around there, 78% in fact. And what we can see is that we have an equity drawdown of 28.54 as a max and a relative drawdown of 33.5%, which to me is quite acceptable. Now going back to the settings, I'm going to put this on every tick based on real ticks, and I'm going to run the backtest again just to show you the results. Okay, let's go look at our backtest results using the real ticks, and what you'll see is that we have a very slightly higher net profit of around $100, and you can see that our drawdowns are virtually identical. There's about 1 or 2% difference between them. So while I do understand and I do agree that the better way to do it is to do it on every tick based on real ticks, for the purpose of recording videos and saving times, when I do it on every tick, I know that the results are going to be quite similar. All right, let's quickly backtest the next strategy or the other strategy, and that is the Dark Titan. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to click on test. Right, before we go there, I'm going to go to the inputs. I'm going to load the set file which I saved. I'm going to go to the settings. I'm going to put this on every tick, and then, all right, so it's a right expert. I'm going to change this to the New Zealand CAD as my currency. Okay, and I'm going to set this to M30, and I'm going to hit start, and let's have a look at the graph. So you can see pretty smooth. There are a few drawdowns, nothing too significant yet. This one here is a little bit bigger, but also nothing too terrible. I'm gonna let it run. I know what the results are going to be, as I mentioned, because I have already saved the set file, but I wanted to show it to you. All right, let's go to have a look at our results, and what we can see is that we have a total net profit of $3,800 on a $5,000 account. That's in just over a year, with a drawdown of 44%. The drawdown can be a little bit lower, but that's still okay. I'm happy with that. I'll probably try and tweak it and play with it a little bit more just to get the drawdown down to about 35% or lower. Now, what's interesting about this test that I'm doing is that, as you saw with the first EA, the Trend Hunter, it had lower profits, but a much lower drawdown. Whereas with these EAs, I've got a much higher profit, but also a way higher drawdown because they are grid systems. So as mentioned, we're going to keep playing with them, we're going to keep testing them, we're going to keep tweaking them and changing and doing what we can. And something exciting is coming up in the future once we have a winner. And if you don't want to miss that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know as soon as we drop that video. Okay, so that's it for now. Let's see what happens. I will leave links to Blackball, all of the EAs and the track records down below in the description so you can see in real time how each of these EAs is performing. Before you go, check out this video where I reviewed a free robot suitable for a $100 $100 account. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon and trade safe.